Hi guys, you are listening to the Cattlestrength podcast. If you enjoy this show, don't forget to give it a share. Here we go, episode number, what are we, 22?
22.
We've got a legendary guest today who we're going to introduce in a bit, but most importantly, we've got the sponsor for this podcast. Katie, take it away.
So it's Gwenan, is it?
Yeah, shout out Gwen and Jenkins.
So JMS Planning, they provide advice of the highest quality on all aspects of planning throughout the whole UK, from residential, tourism, retail, agricultural to commercial proposals. The Wales office is based in Lampeter and we offer our services bilingually, I'm assuming Welsh and English. Yeah. For a no obligation chat and initial free advice, call us on 07395 285 056. Thanks, guys.
In all seriousness, Gwen's is a ninja when it comes to planning.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs any planning, anyone wants to build a house or a swimming pool, or what else would you want to get planning for? Castle.
I would say an arena, but I did that.
An arena. I'm speaking to her now. You know the barley bin that we've got on the farm?
Yeah.
I want to change that into an Airbnb.
Nice.
Yeah.
A bin?
Yeah, you know like the...
A bin?
Yeah, whoa.
She's not a fan girl. Come
Like,
introduce
Yeah,
her.
no,
Hang on.
city slicker over here.
Stick with the bin for a second. It's a barley bin.
Barley is what
You know, like when you
cows
keep-
eat.
Like a skip?
No. Like,
Barley is what food goes. Right, should we introduce our guest?
how do you explain a barley bin?
It's
Like a big tin dome.
I'm thinking shipping container.
I'm gonna get this up. It's like a.
So it holds barley.
Yeah.
And it's like a massive... Oh, how do you explain that? You know, like a tube. Massive tall tube.
I think I need to see a photo.
And then...
Like
like
this.
that. That's the one.
I've seen them.
And you want to turn that into an Airbnb?
Yeah, there's one in.
Not like a skip.
There's one in. I've seen one in Australia. So you want to be the one to do it here?
Yeah,
They
first
must
one.
get really hot.
Yeah.
So
No,
if anyone's-
aircon.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Fans.
If anyone's listening, don't copy my idea in the County area. This is copywritten by...
Copyrighted.
Trademarked.
Trademarked, yes.
We could use Angharad as a solicitor.
Yes.
Mamala.
We've got a few solicitors in there.
Okay, well, shout out to Angharad. Right, anyway, let's introduce our
Yeah,
guest.
anyway.
Pause there.
Can you switch on?
On.
Right, who have we got in today? Introduce yourself.
My name's Steff. I'm originally from the Midlands and I'm 32 years old.
Hi,
But
Steff.
I come over to Wales probably a good handful of times a year and found these guys online. So I decided to come and give your gym a good go
Thanks, Steph. Enjoying it?
and love it. Love what you've done.
And it's your second session and you're already coming on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. What have you done to me?
No, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Before we start every podcast, we like to ask our guests the question of the day. So the question of the day that we've got for you today is, if you were an animal, what would you be and why?
Oh, it's a hard question. I think I'd say bird, just because so much freedom comes with it. And I like moving around and travelling the world.
Some birds are shit, don't they? Like, you have to pick a good one.
Well, you wouldn't want to be like one that gets killed either.
Or like a flamingo, because do they fly? I don't think
They don't fly. They do fly, but they don't fly
not
very
very good
far.
flyers.
Or like an
Or like a
owl.
chicken. You don't
Not
want to be a chicken.
they'll get slaughtered.
Or a pigeon.
Yeah, don't be a pigeon. They're cocks.
What would you be?
Vermin.
What bird would I be or what animal?
No, animal.
Animal, sausage dog.
Is that?
Yeah.
I'd be a ferret.
Why sausage dog out?
Because they're very small and aggressive and loyal and friendly to people they like. And they have short legs. And they're just cool.
Ah.
Oh, I'm just cool. Anyway, Steff, so what's going on with you then? What are you doing down here? Just holiday?
Just holidaying at the moment. I'm here for about a week in total before I move over to Australia.
Where are you going to go in Oz?
Perth.
Oh, are you? That
yeah,
was not
so-
what I expected you
Really?
to say.
Where did you think?
I don't know, just everyone does the East Coast.
Well, yeah, I've done 2 years
yeah.
in Sydney. Did 2 years living in Oz and was like based in Sydney.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of travelling up the East Coast, and I would go back to Sydney in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But my partner wanted to go to Melbourne, and I was like, right, we're gonna have to meet in the middle here and go to
Go
Perth.
west.
So yeah, but Western Australia I think is like the most beautiful.
Yeah. They've got
And
that
I think
beach
it's a
with
bit
the roos
more,
on it, haven't they?
Yeah. Rottnest Island,
Yeah.
Beans,
And the
the
pink
Cockers.
bit, the pink bit,
Pink Beach.
Pink Beach, yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people miss the west coast of Australia, so they go over and everyone
yeah.
does the east coast, and then when you go over to the west, you're like, oh, this is
good,
Australia.
yeah. Just
Like-
to let you know, this is how I feel in most podcasts when Rhys brings up rugby. You know,
I haven't
Oh,
said-
you
I haven't
always
said
bring up
anything.
travelling.
did you know he's a rugby player?
You mentioned it once or twice.
I haven't said anything. What was I going to say? How long are you in Australia for?
A year.
Oh, wow. And then you're
Yeah.
coming back to the gym then?
Then I'm coming back. Yeah, well, my dream is to live in Wales, and I don't know where yet, and I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. But I don't want to say it too much because I don't want too many people to like come over here. But I just think Wales is so much quieter than the UK, like England.
We've got millions of listeners. We don't want to convince them all to come over, do we?
But it's just so much less populated. So everywhere you go in Wales just seems like so much calmer, whereas everywhere in England is just so busy now. There's just too much going on. It's harder to get jobs. It's harder to get houses. Houses are cheaper in Wales.
Jobs aren't easy to get here.
No, well, this is the thing.
I really struggle to get this gig.
Yeah.
But in general...
It was a thorough interview process.
No,
you haven't secured it yet, man.
In seriousness, it is hard to get jobs here because it just isn't many jobs, is there?
But there's not as many businesses, I suppose, either, is there? So I'm actually a qualified teacher, dance teacher. So I think I would like to go and get my yoga qualification overseas somewhere. And then if I was to move somewhere like a bit more rural in Wales, then I could teach dance to kids and yoga to adults.
Put my daughter's name down first.
Yeah.
Genuine, no?
Yeah. She's like,
serious?
Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie,
that's what I want to do. And my partner's a painter, so he wouldn't be out of work.
Oh, no. You could work for Keith. We know a painter.
Do you?
Yeah, he trains here. Keith. Shout out, Keith. If you're listening, you're a sponsor of the next pod.
That's stuff. No,
that's the plan.
That's
ideally.
cool.
Nice.
It's cool, like when you see someone coming from Australia who wants to move to Wales. You know, like I feel like everyone in Wales wants to go to Australia.
Yeah, you always want what you don't have.
But then do you find that when people go there, do they end up coming back? Or do they end up staying?
Come back.
I know a lot of people that have gone and stayed and gone and come back.
Yeah, same. I've got a lot of friends still in Australia who've stayed and then they're now citizens, but a lot of people I also know have got their citizenship and then come back to the UK. And then you've just got that freedom to go between the two. Like my brother's in the process of getting his citizenship for New Zealand, but I think they will end up coming back to England for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you've just got the option when England goes to shit
Well,
to go back to New Zealand or Australia.
England.
It's got its flaws. I love it. I really fell in love with it. So after being away for 4 years and then coming home, I've completely fell in love with England. Like not England, like the UK.
Really?
I just think it's absolutely. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's overlooked by people who like don't leave. But you've left. You've gone travelling. Do you not find that when you came back, you fell in love with it?
No.
Oh no.
No.
I love Wales. I would have
Wales is stunning.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love where I live. I just prefer the lifestyle more down under.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
down under.
Yeah.
I think they're just more chill, aren't they? They're just more relaxed over there.
I was up your neck of the woods last week.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Horses.
Solihull.
Yeah. Do you know I ride horses?
Yeah. Katie rides horses.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah, I
should have
saw it.
known.
I saw it on your Instagram.
Oh, have you had a stalk?
Yeah.
I haven't
of
stalked you
course.
yet.
Have you not?
No. I thought I'd find out organically everything about you.
nice. No, I love that.
Talking of stalking on Instagram, you messaged me last week, Steff.
Oh,
I slid into the DMs.
Steff slid into the Cattlestrength DMs.
It's not what you think, though.
She just wanted to know about the gym, how can she come in, etc. And typical what you do, you have a look on that person's profile. Who's this then? So I had a quick look. You've got a really interesting story.
Yeah.
Crazy story.
It's turbulent.
Yeah.
It's weird. My Instagram went from, I think I had a couple of thousand followers, and then overnight I literally got like 10,000, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing.
You need to take over the Cattlestrength account. That'd be handy.
Yeah, I love it. I love social media. I'm just not. I wouldn't say I'm that good at like content. I like speaking on my stories, mainly because I went through a spell of like really losing my confidence, and then talking on my Instagram and TikTok and stuff has really like helped me get that back.
Oh, that's
so
good.
if anyone thinking about it, like just talking on social media, I think is it's huge, isn't it? Like public speaking, people are terrified of, but speaking on social media and stuff is just like giving me a bit of an oomph.
Maybe we should do that. We're a bit nervous, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do you think? I think you guys speak a lot on like,
that was sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not. Like if I had to speak to a room full of people, like
really,
I'd struggle speaking in a room full of people if there was someone there that I wasn't particularly keen on. Does that make sense? Because I'd feel like the fear of judging. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But generally, talking to people, just.
But your followers are based on predominantly your story and the message you put across.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us your version of what happened to the events that led you here?
Yeah, so basically, January last year, so what was that, 16 months ago, I got bitten by a dog And it was such a really like freak accident. I was dog sitting for these 2 spaniels that I was walking like twice a week. I knew them, they knew me, they were comfortable with me. Like I would literally get the nicest welcome every time I went to see them. Like they'd bring me the balls, and we'd just have a lovely time. And the owners were going on holiday, so I dog sat. And literally on the first night, he was like asleep next to me, and I was like stroking him. And whether or not he was actually asleep and I startled him, or he can get a little bit sensitive around his underneath area, and I might have touched it. And I kind of like went like, you know, as you go to give like your dog a fuss and you get like a little bit closer to them, he just turned around and went, "Rah," and like just bit my nose. Like the instinct just took over. I ran out the room. I didn't think it was quite as bad as what it was. I just knew like it went really hot. So I got a towel, like put pressure on, and just went like, Toby, like he's bit me. And then he like came running out of the room, my partner.
Oh,
thank God.
The dog.
No, thank God he was with me. And then like I kind of lay down on the stairs and just said, ring an ambulance. And I was like, I just said to him like, is it all gone? I think I was like, is it all gone? And he was like, no, it's fine. He really played it down to like try and calm me down. And I could feel here, so I knew like I could breathe. My nostrils were still intact. So I was like, it's fine, just telling myself it's just skin. And then when I went into hospital, I was in there for 4 days and had to have what they call a forehead flap, which basically means they take the skin from your forehead, they flap it over, they attach it at the bottom of your nose and leave it attached from here to here. So you've got this big bit of skin hanging over your face. They leave that attached for like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe sometimes longer.
6 weeks?
Yeah, sometimes some people have it for months.
So go back now. I feel like we've skipped a bit now. So at what point did like you first see your nose?
I didn't. I only saw photos of when it happened last week.
What?
So I think if I had seen it, I would have really freaked out. So I didn't want to have a look at it. And Toby had said, it's not that bad. And I was like, okay. I thought I was going into hospital to have it stitched up. And the next day.
Yeah.
It was only when I got to A&E and the nurse said to me, like, can I see? Took off the towel and she just went, make sure that dog's destroyed. So I just panicked. So I just cried. I'm such a dog lover. I was like, it was like a really, I wouldn't say it was an attack. Like he didn't go for me after it happened. He cowered around the sofa. Like I do think I obviously startled him. And it's like, you know, if we get pissed off at someone, I mean, not me, but like if you get in a fight or someone says something horrible to you, you react and you can defend yourself. And that's essentially all the dog was doing. So I didn't tell the police because I didn't want the dog to be destroyed, because I just don't think, you know, it's not like he's never shown signs of aggression before. I just don't think it's fair to just have animals destroyed when we don't know the backstory. And I think as long as the owners are careful and it doesn't happen again, like that's their responsibility now, that's not mine. So yeah, he wasn't destroyed and I don't think he should have been. I don't think it's right that we just put animals down like just because they've reacted once. So yeah, I didn't really realise how bad the damage was until then the plastic surgeon came and was basically saying, like, there's no empathy. Like, they just start telling you about what forehead flap surgery is, and I was just like, oh, what the fuck is going on? But they were just saying, like, look, he basically said you've got 2 choices. You can have the forehead flap, which gives you the best cosmetic outcome, or we can take a skin graft from here, but it's probably not going to fill the hole that's missing. You'll be left with quite a dip. And the thing is, they can reduce the size of the skin after the flap, but they can't really like keep filling it. Yeah. So he was like, it's going to be a longer process for you where you're going to be in and out of hospital, you're going to have multiple surgeries, but it's the best cosmetic outcome.
So how much skin did he take off?
Yeah. So all here.
No, like off the nose, the dog.
Oh, so it had torn here and it was open. And then all the skin, like the flesh was missing from here. But often when people have dog bites to the nose, they take the cartilage.
Yeah, that bit off, isn't it?
And to have the cartilage repaired, they take it from either your ear or your rib.
Whoa.
So you have to have cartilage taken from your rib to repair that, and then you have the flap. So I was lucky that he didn't really take any cartilage, so I didn't have that. It was just flesh that needed to be replaced. They take it from your head, because this was another question. Everyone was like, why aren't they taking it from somewhere else? Why take it from your head?
Yeah, like, why not your bum cheek or something?
Because it's not, well, someone I know had it taken from her thigh, and she's had a bit more complications because the graft can die. Whereas when they take it from your head, it's got its own blood supply. There's an artery or a vein there, so that basically helps it heal. And then once it's healed, that's when they separate it.
So they took that off there and folded it down?
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Honestly,
I bet you're constantly like, what's on my fucking face?
Yeah, well, so I'm really lucky. Like I've spoken to a lot of people because I've gone like it's got like so much engagement on social media. Loads of people have messaged me who've either had the surgery or having the surgery.
Yeah,
it's a really common procedure for people with skin cancer. So if people have skin cancer on their nose, they'll do that procedure because they take out all the cancer and then they fix it with this surgery. It's wild. It's mad, isn't it? What they can do in medicine.
So, explain where you're at now, because I'm trying to...
So I've had, that should be my last surgery that I had last week. So I had, the first surgery was like a washout to clean it all out. The day after I had the flap attached, I then stayed in hospital for 2 nights, I think, just to make sure, like, I woke up and I had a bandage all around my head, across my face. I literally looked like Voldemort, and I had to go home like that, and I was just like, what is happening? Like, obviously it was so swollen, like it was just, I just couldn't believe.
Did it hurt here when you had all that taken
It was
off?
all of this that hurt more. My nose, the whole time, my nose haven't really had much feeling in it, so it hasn't hurt. But every time I've gone back for surgery, it's basically been to defat the nose, because the skin from here is really fat compared to the skin on your nose.
Yeah, it's thin on your nose, isn't it?
So after I had the flap detached, I had like a real big, like, it looked like a big button. So I was like, I hated that so much. I was really self-conscious of it, but I always had tapes covering it up, so it did help. But I've had that defatted 2 or 3 times, and I've had the scar here revised 2 or 3 times, because the scar was like this thick, and it was like, when you've got trauma scars or like medical scars are obviously really neat because they'll cut you open and stitch it up really neat. So that now is so neat compared to how it was. It was this big scar down my head, and basically when he revised it, he cut it out and restitched it. So I've had about 3 centimetres taken out of my forehead and stitched back together. So I should never need Botox. Hopefully.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Save a fortune.
Be handy for me, eh?
So yeah. That's wild. I've had 6 surgeries now. Because I should be done.
I've broke my nose 4 times. And
4?
Yeah, and when I say that a nose break hurts, but like if you felt nothing there, that's weird.
Yeah, it's really strange. I think when it first happened, the most pain I had was when it first happened and the nurse took the towel off.
Oh, and it's sort of like...
it was all exposed, and I was just like, that is absolutely excruciating. And then she fucked off for like 15 minutes. And like Toby was next to me, and I was like crying. I was like, I'm in so much pain, like it's really hurting. And he had to go and get someone and say, can you cover this up? Because also he didn't want to keep looking at it.
And I suppose if you go like cross-eyed, I'd be like, fuck!
Yeah, but I was trying so hard not to look at it. And I think when I had the flap attached as well, I didn't have to see it myself because I kept going back to the hospital twice a week for dressing changes and cleaning.
And you wouldn't do it at home
normally people like get sent home and they get told to clean it and change the dressing themselves. So again, like I was so lucky because I didn't see my face, which was one of the reasons I did a video, I think, because it was the first time I'd seen my face in like 3-4 months with no stitches, no tape. And I just came out of hospital and I was like, wow, like I kind of still look like what I did before, and I didn't think I was going to get back to that. And I came out of hospital, did this like 20-second video saying 4 months ago, got bitten by a dog, just had the stitches taken out, like this is your reminder, like be fucking careful with them. You never know, it can be any dog, any breed, any size. People have this like assumption of it has to be a big dog, it has to be a staffy, it has to be a pit bull. Like I've spoken, there was a guy in hospital who had like bites all over his body from German Shepherd, spoken to people who get bitten by chihuahuas.
Oh, they're lethal, chihuahuas.
All dogs can bite, and I think that's just something that everyone needs to remember.
Yeah.
First thing I did when I heard your story was I kind of related it to one of my kids, and I thought, God, fuck, what if that had happened to a child? Because, you're a lot stronger than like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old. And then I thought of the dogs in my life, for example, and like Katie's mum used to have a Rottweiler in the house. And
I love Rottweilers.
Yeah, like
amazing.
This Rottweiler was lovely. Like it was a really nice dog. But imagine that had happened.
Well, he'd have eaten your whole child's head off.
Yeah.
If your kids' heads are a lot smaller than Steff.
I know.
Not that you've got a giant head.
No, but that's the scary thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what I think like terrifies me so much now. Is like I see people, and it can be your own dog, it can be a stranger's dog. Like now, after speaking to, I'd say it's in the hundreds. I've spoken to so many people who have been bitten. Their kids have been bitten. They've asked me on like how to help with the scarring, the trauma, this and that, and I'm like, that every single story is completely different. Like some they're breaking up dogs fighting in the park. Some it's their kids accidentally pulling their tail when they're asleep. Like any situation is so different, and they can all react. Do you know, we forget that we forget they're animals because we treat them like babies, and I'm guilty of that. But
so how have you been like mentally since it?
It's a lot to go through.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, up and down. Mostly, I've been okay. There's been times where, especially in the first few months, it was really hard. Like looking in the mirror, and I just had this like when I had the flap attached, I had like this big. It was like a beak. I'll show you photos after, but it's literally like a beak because obviously the flap was underneath, and I just had this huge plaster. And I was like, oh, I love the gym, love training, love anything exercise, and I couldn't obviously train. I was dragging myself out for walks just to try and get some fresh air and try and get the blood flow into it. But it was really hard, really, really difficult the first like couple of months. But I think having a good support system, like my partner's just been incredible. I was living with my mom when it happened, so she was around, my sister was around. It's just been so helpful to have like friends and family who really help you through it.
Can't imagine, like, for me, any injury is like bad, isn't it? But having something on your face,
life, doesn't it? Even just having an injury and not being able to do your normal activities.
having something on your face, do you know what I mean? It's
1 minute you're just going about your normal day, like because you were dog sitting anyway, and then one night, boom, that happened, and then 4 nights in hospital and 4 to 5 surgeries after.
Well, yeah, 16 months. Like, before that happened, me and my partner were kind of in the routine of, like, work for 6 months, travel for 6 months, and we'd done that, like, for 2 years. When we met in New Zealand, we just fell into this, like, routine of we'll work for a bit, we'll travel for a bit. Yeah. It was amazing, and then we were back home, saving to go to, hopefully, Canada and South America, and we were planning on leaving 2 months after that happened. Luckily, we hadn't got anything booked yet, but it completely halted my life for like 14 months. And I think that's another reason I fell in love with England, because I've been forced to stay still. And like actually haven't really been, I've still been on holidays and stuff, but for a while I couldn't fly. And like we've been forced to actually explore our home country. So it's pros and cons. Yeah. Pros and cons. But I think luckily as well, in New Zealand, like I really kind of took a 360. Like I stopped caring about my appearance so much, stopped wearing makeup, wasn't very materialistic like I was back in England. And I think that really helped, because when this happened I was like, I kept telling myself everything is fixable, but also at the same time, like I wasn't a person who was obsessed with my appearance, so I was more obsessed with like feeling good, healthy living and all of that. So that really helped me like get over it.
Yeah,
I'm a massive believer as well. Like what we go through in life kind of dictates how we are afterwards. Like we change based on what we've gone through, and I can only imagine that you going through this is only going to make you such a stronger person afterwards.
I feel like I can tackle anything now. Yeah. I think if that can happen to me and I can overcome that, but what else you got? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But some people wouldn't cope with it.
No.
You know, some people would just go in a hole and be like, I mean, you're not scared of dogs now, still.
No,
like
I'm much more wary.
Yeah, wary. But you know, some people would be like, you see a dog, can't go anywhere near it, or not even leave the house, or do you know? So you've dealt with it with a very positive attitude.
I think having dogs at home when it happened really helped. The fact that as soon as I got out of hospital, I was going home to my 2 Springer Spaniels, which happens to be the breed that bit me.
Yeah, they're so nice. Usually,
this is what I mean. Like, even so, I actually went back to see the dog a few months later because I didn't want to be terrified. I thought, if I walk in the park and see another spaniel, am I going to completely freak out? And I've had PTSD before, like a few years ago. And so taking the tools from that helped me get through this. And I thought, I need to go back and see him. One, because I want to see if he reacts badly to seeing me, then we know there's an issue there. Whereas he didn't. I walked into the house, he went and got his tennis ball, came running over, waggy tail. Like, he knew that he'd done wrong. And that's another reason I just thought, I can't be the person who's responsible for just putting him down, when I just think it was a really shit accident, like a really shit mistake. Yeah.
We had it with cows. Like we milked cows for years, and like I had my favourite cows that would come in, and you pet them. But then all of a sudden, one of them might just be having a bad day, and then like a kick, and like trying to kick you, and like, what are you doing?
Offended.
Yeah, like
offended by the cow.
We're meant to be mates.
We were friends.
Literally, yeah. And then obviously you got your clean off cows then who just want to kick you every day, but like sometimes it's the nice ones, like what's going on here, but it could just be like they've got like something hurting in their hip or something, and they don't want you pushing against them or in the milking parlour, etc. Which sounds like what might happen with you. Like,
but this is the thing, they can't communicate with us. They can't tell. They can't talk. So it's just so important to try and read their body language and it's so hard, isn't it? Because things happen, mistakes happen, accidents happen, but obviously sometimes it is they do attack and they are aggressive dogs and they're reactive and you need to be careful, but sometimes just mistakes do happen. But yeah, it's crazy. What's scary is how often it actually happens, because I'm still getting messages to this day where, you know, someone messaged me yesterday and she was like, oh, my 3-year-old's been bitten and she's got a huge gash there. But what I will say is with kids, they heal so well. Like their skin, I mean, and have you got kids? You've got kids.
I've got 3, yeah.
And if they hurt themselves, like their skin is just phenomenal. So anyone who is going through this with children who have been bitten, like they heal so well.
But they are, I'd imagine, more likely to get traumatized a lot more. Like I remember one of my best friends, shout out to Ivan if you're listening, he'll tell you himself, when we were in primary school and we went on a school trip and there was a dog in the next field, he would be like crying, petrified, because I'm guessing he probably got bitten or something a couple of years before. Petrified of dogs. He's fine now.
Yeah.
Is he fine now? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is, yeah.
Do you know who was scared of dogs? Rebecca Lewis.
Yeah.
I was mates with her in primary school, and every time she used to come, we used to have dogs, like big dogs, but we've got sausages now. But she'd come round, and as soon as she saw the dog, she'd jump onto the worktop. Yeah. She'd be like sat up here, shitting herself. I don't know now. I have to ask her actually this week. She'll be in tomorrow.
But imagine you're that 3-year-old who got bitten on their face. You know, it's traumatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's proper PTSD.
Yeah.
That could come from that.
It's hard to overcome that. The mental side of it, really difficult.
God. And imagine, shout out to your partner. What's your partner's name? Sorry?
Toby.
Shout out to Toby as well. It's probably a lot for him to go through as well. Obviously, not the operations and the surgery and things like that, but just he's got to go through this as well with you, isn't he?
Well, he's got to deal with me being, you know, get me this, get me that, get me this. I'm ill, I'm recovering. But no, he's been amazing. And yeah, it's funny because he doesn't like blood and stuff like that. So how the hell he held it together when it happened is just incredible.
God.
But yeah.
And there wasn't any CCTV in the house or anything like that?
No.
Scary.
So what's the next step now then? You're
just healing now. So I had the last surgery on Monday. So literally just a week and 2 days ago.
Dressing on there?
Yeah, this is just some plasters.
It looks great. Like you've got.
It's because I've got stitches still in there and there. So he was going to do this because it was still a little bit. He did the defatting the last time, which was 6 months ago, and it. The thing is with the nose, it takes so long. You've broken it. It takes so long to kind of heal. So he said, we'll review in 6 months and see how it's looking. And it was still like a bit of a bump there, and the scar was quite big here. The scarring doesn't bother me too much because obviously it can be covered with makeup and things, but when it's dented, it was like dented here and then a big bump. So I basically asked him to defat that more, and then he said it was still there was a lot of excess tissue there.
Yeah, because you've got dressing there as well.
Yeah, so he did the scar revision there and the scar revision there, and then he defatted around here.
Is it not sore then?
No.
She's proper
No,
manhandling it, aren't you?
It feels really good. What is weird, and I did a video on this the other day, is when I itch here, I can feel it up there.
That's weird.
How weird is that?
Yeah, because the nerves
are originally from there, so your brain remembers. You're like,
that's so weird.
Yeah, I love science.
I said it to my sister, and she didn't believe me. And then when I went to see my surgeon last week, I was like, I've got a question. It's like, when I scratch there, I can feel it up there. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so that is, I'm not like making it up. And he was like, no. He's like, yeah, your brain remembers that's where the skin's originally from. Isn't that mental?
So just as well it didn't come from your bum.
Yeah, I know. He's having a little scratch. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is mad, the human body, isn't it? Like, to get stuff like that done.
I was just, when they said forehead flap, I thought that sounds absolutely horrendous. Like flap surgery. I was thinking, right, what is happening here?
What is that?
And then he just started explaining it like in like medical terms. He was like, right, so we'll take the skin from here, flap it over, leave it attached for a few months, and then I was just like, hold on a minute. And then he showed me a photo because it just wasn't processing for me. And then he was like, oh, I'll get a photo on Google. So showed me a picture of this woman, and she had the flap, and it was like this big bit of skin, and it's just resting here. And I just thought, what is life? Like, how am I going to go through this? But yeah, I mean, it's just been crazy. But,
so
next
dressing's
step
going to come off,
so
and
stitches
then
come out next week on Tuesday.
Class.
And then it will just be a case of just seeing how it heals. And then I'll probably have a review in another 6 months just to see if anything else needs doing. But I don't think so. I think that will be it now.
So you're going to bio oil?
No, so
You're not allowed?
no. So bio oil. I got told Vaseline is better than bio oil.
Oh, really?
So when it happened and like the scars were fresh,
Yeah.
the plastic surgeon said to me, "Don't get bio oil. It's so expensive." He said, "Use Vaseline." Vaseline and massage, so like deep tissue massage with your thumbs.
Oh, that
So-
sounds painful.
It was tender here,
Yeah.
but once it started to heal, like I was just like going in. But yeah, so Vaseline, massage, red light therapy
Oh, yeah.
is really good for like pigmentation.
You got a machine?
Scarring. Yeah, I've got one of the
Got the mask, yeah, cool.
Oh, it was like influencer masks.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
funny. Like,
Please
they
do your next story.
Kim Kardashian, yeah. Tag us.
They look really funny.
Got my mask on.
So that helped, and then there's also like a scar balm off Tropic Skincare.
Oh, I know.
Tamanu balm. That's really good stuff as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and silicone scar plasters. Have you seen people have started using them for wrinkles?
Well, there is the things, they're called winkies, aren't they? And you like put them on your forehead.
Winkies.
You put them there and you like suck them up and then you go to sleep in them and then it gives you, I think a lot of people when they're pregnant use it because you can't have Botox when you're pregnant.
Ah, yeah, no, I've seen a lot of people with using the silicone like sheets. It's just tape, but it's silicone, and you cut it and then just stick it on. So I was sticking it on
Nelly.
my nose religiously.
No.
Yeah, people are. They're sticking it here and then sleeping in it. And they're putting it all over their face because apparently, and it, to be fair, it did
It
really
does,
work
yeah.
for scarring. So I can imagine it smooths out the wrinkles as well.
I could do it then. I'd be that.
It's really cheap on
I'd love you
Amazon.
to
It's like-
tape your face and wear that bucket hat.
You haven't seen my bucket hat yet?
no,
have you?
I haven't.
It's cool.
I videoed Bethany Danton wearing it. Shout out Bethany.
Yeah, we'll move
I
on.
said if you wear this on the bike, you got to wear it. This is the bucket hat.
Did you wear it?
Yeah, on the bike. Look.
Not a bad word about that hat. I think the message you're spreading now is awesome though, because people don't know until they know. Like I didn't really think about something like this until I came across your page, and that resonated with me to be more careful and just be aware, isn't it? And you've got a huge following now, for like 50,000 people who have
40, yeah.
40,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
nuts.
I know.
40,000 people. That's something like a full stadium, like a football stadium.
It's crazy.
So what are your next plans then with this following?
I have no idea, to be honest. I was thinking, someone commented on my video the other day saying, "You're really milking this dog bite. You've been milking this for 2 years," and I was just like, "It's kind of my whole personality now. I don't really know what else to do."
I'd replied saying, "Have you had a forehead flap?"
No. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, I'm
People can be mean.
Oh
can't
my
they?
god, they're so horrible.
We did one for Down syndrome, didn't we? Like a sign of the week. Rhys and Katie's eldest. We did sign of the week for it.
I said
for
my
Harry.
child's got Down syndrome.
And so we did, like, Rhys has got it done, all the gym, and everyone's like doing a sign. And we
It's
did
like
this
butterflies,
sign.
like pili pala,
Yeah,
something
so,
like
and we did them in Welsh and English, and it was really like, encouraging and like trying to include everyone, Welsh, English, fucking sign language. And someone replied to my story and said, "You did it backwards, it's incorrect."
No, one person. So like, say there's like 30 people in a class,
Yeah.
and we literally tell people in the
Yeah.
30-second window, right guys, just do this on the count of 3.
Yeah, just do this,
we'll film
whatever.
it. One person got it wrong.
Someone private mailed me, I was like, just to
Someone
let you
called
know,
you
someone
out.
got it wrong. And I was just like,
Poor.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Like, I can't understand these people. Like, to think something, fair enough, but then to actually physically write it, what's wrong with you?
yeah, because I see so much on socials, I'm like,
Happiness
It's
vampires.
really
I
hard
never
to
replied to anyone being like, just to let you know.
No,
Like,
sometimes I can't help it though. Like I try to avoid.
you don't comment?
I try to avoid going through the comments, but also so many times.
On your own,
majority
yeah.
of the people are so nice and so supportive, and I've connected with so many like lovely people who have either been through it or offered support or just said really nice things, and I'm like, it's then you see like one really shitty comment, and that's the one that sticks with you. So like, and I'm like, fucking just really want to like reply back to you and like put you in your place, but then
Find out their
half the time-
address.
Yeah, like, where you from? I'm gonna find you. But
Usually when you like go on their profile, you see their profile picture and like, I don't know.
it's like a fish.
and you're like,
Something it's just a fish or like a teddy bear or it's
or a flower.
yeah. So most of the time they're fake. They must be
Yeah.
fake profiles or something.
fish.
I swear this person's was like a goldfish with a white background.
Nah.
Yeah,
And if you're listening and you've got a goldfish as your
Yeah,
profile picture,
get a
we're
life.
coming for you.
have you had to deal with any like negative comments or like,
Yeah, a few.
online or
no, not death threats. I don't
No, not
think-
death threats.
No.
Jesus
I thought you
Christ.
said death threats.
That took a turn for the worse. I think that's
Sure.
the accent. That took a real
No, as in like online. or face to face or anything like that?
No, just some nasty comments. No death threats. I'm not that
You're
famous.
fucking having it. You and your dog bite.
No.
Your forehead flap.
Yeah. Oh God.
Can we banter you now? Is that all right? I was like, is that too far?
Feel like we're friends now.
You can. It's fine. No, most people have been really, really nice, and like I still, the amount of messages that I get from people that have said, you know, you sharing your story has really helped.
Yeah.
Really helped me get over it, and like I spend a lot of time like replying to people if they are, you know, spoken to quite a lot of girls who are going through not similar, but like they've had to have surgery on their face and like, you know, insecurities and things like that.
I think anything on your face,
Yes,
especially for a girl, is
even when we get
insane.
spots, you know, we like hiding away trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
So imagine having your forehead like stitched, you know. I need to show you, don't I?
Honestly,
I need to show
you
you a
really
photo.
like. I love your attitude.
Class.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's happened. Like when I was in it, I think now if I think
Oh,
back to, like,
glad
when
we
it
didn't
was
have you.
going on, I
I'm
thought,
glad we didn't have her on a year ago.
I've been sat here with a massive platform. I wouldn't even
I'm
been speaking the
joking, I'm
microphone.
joking.
But insecurity is massive, isn't it? Like, it could be something small. Like, you could be a supermodel and you can still be unhappy with how you look and things like that.
Well, this is what this is why I think it's so important to like work on what's going on, like work on your mindset and what's going on up here, because if you can master that, you can get through anything. And you'll just know, even the strongest mindset people are still going to have like bad days.
Yeah.
They don't last as long. And like if you can pull yourself out of that, that's what's going to keep you going. And I think if you are these people who like fixate so much on what they look like focus on the personality. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a good personality, that's going to shine through your appearance every day.
Oh, bad
But people
personality makes people very ugly.
It does, doesn't it? Like you can have the most attractive person, and
Yeah.
if they're an idiot,
Or
like
thick.
no, you don't. You're instantly like, oh,
Yeah.
ick.
100%. Or they got a fish as their picture. That's such a, like...
They must be ugly.
Ick.
They must have a bad personality.
Yeah,
I love that
dudes
word.
to be leaving comments like that.
Yeah.
Ick.
So,
Do you say that in Welsh?
yeah.
The ick.
Yeah, I don't say it a lot.
I say it.
I feel like when you...
I have the
perfect.
ick. Yeah, the ick. I get the ick from a lot of
Such a
things.
good- do you?
Like that name.
What name?
For a turf games.
Oh, shout out to Katie and the girls who are doing turf games. Turf games in, when is it? 2 weeks?
Nah, end of June.
End of June. They've come up with the name of the Cattlestrength Divas.
What? And that's giving you the ick.
Giving him the ick as well.
That's such... How icky is that?
no.
I think Alice.
Cattlestrength Divas?
I think Alice is changing it.
Thank God.
She's messaged the group. I haven't read it yet because I was coaching.
Does that give you the ick, be honest? The Cattlestrength Divas.
I'm not a fan of the divas.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So I think we're going to be
It
called
makes
the
you sound
Cattle
like
Bell.
really
I
old.
think we're going to be the Cattle Bells.
Ah, yeah.
As in
Yeah,
like
good play on
Bell.
words,
Yeah.
Bell,
Much
but we're
better.
also bells.
Much better.
You know?
The Cattlestrength Divas. That's the most icky thing I've ever heard in my life.
Anyway, if you're in London that weekend and you want to come watch the Cattlestrength Divas, pop on that.
No.
You're into your fitness.
I am.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
I've seen you're following an online plan with someone, are you?
Yeah, I've got an online coach.
Cool.
So she's
Yeah.
based in the Midlands.
Yeah.
I've been working with her for about 6 months.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, really good actually. I've always been into it. I was obsessed with dance as a teen, and then like I studied that at uni, became a dance teacher, loved
cool.
like going to the gym alongside that. So I've always been like into health and fitness. And then when did I get into actually training? I think it was in my second year in Australia. And Australia. And I just started actually going to the gym like with a bit of a plan. And I just love it. I just think it makes you feel so good.
What kind of dance was it, sorry?
Contemporary.
Oh, nice.
And commercial, street. I did love it, but I found it had its ups and downs. Like, kids are hard work,
Oh, yes.
as you know. Teaching kids, I was so exhausted all the time.
I coach the kids here.
Yeah.
In Cattlestrength Kids, and on the whole they're great, but sometimes we have feral days. And
I can never do it all day.
No.
You know, we only do an hour a day.
Yeah, that's
that
enough.
Hour
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
about 3 times the effort as a
Yeah.
normal
When I
class.
first started, I was teaching like 4 to 8, I think.
Yeah.
And I would only do a couple of hours a day. And I was
You'd be
so
knackered.
exhausted after.
Yeah. We do 3 to 5 and then 6 to 10, or 6 to 12 and then teens, don't we?
Yeah. Most of the time they're great, but I mean, I went into secondary school, so I did little, middle, like I did A level, and honestly, the year 9s and 10s, I hated them.
Yeah, all of
So if
them.
anyone's listening to this, you see it all. No, not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them were absolutely amazing, but I'd have like there'd be a few select girls, and they were just such hard work, and I was just like, oh, I don't think I can do this. So I did it for about 2 years, and then when I went to Australia, I couldn't really teach there because you can only work for one employer for 6 months. So I started doing like just admin jobs, and I loved the freedom. Like I would go home at 5 o'clock and switch off, and then not start till 9 o'clock the next morning and go for a run before work. Like just felt that was the whole lifestyle, like just more relaxed, isn't it? And then COVID happened in New Zealand when I was going to try and get back into teaching, and then all the dance schools closed because obviously everything was closed. So I was working online, and then just kind of been in lots of different trades. But yeah, fitness has just been the consistent thing throughout, really. I just love the gym.
And that's helped you, obviously, with your like mental health.
Yeah, definitely. Just moving your body, I just think it makes such a difference. You can sit in wallowing in self-pity all day. You can actually just keep going. And I think to have goals in fitness, it's just something else to focus on, isn't it?
So you may not, we can edit this out if not, but you said you had PTSD prior to the dog attack. What was that?
Oh,
if you don't want to talk about it,
it's weird actually that I had PTSD from it, because it wasn't necessarily something that like I really went through, but I was living with like 4 or 5, there was like 5 of us living together in New Zealand, and it was just after lockdown had happened, so we were all in lockdown, and my housemate tried to commit suicide. He got really, really drunk one night, tried to commit suicide and slit his wrists, and I saved his life basically, like because he kept trying to go back to the kitchen to like keep doing it. And I like managed to calm him down. We called an ambulance, and then he got taken away. And it was like 3 months after that, I started having really bad panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and it came out of nowhere. And yeah, it was so weird. Like it was like my personality was stripped from me, and I just didn't know what I was doing every day. And I felt like I was floating on a cloud, and I didn't know where I was going with anything. Couldn't concentrate. The anxiety and panic, every time I'd lie down at night, I was scared to like try and fall asleep because it kept happening when I was in bed at night. And then I had therapy, like I had about 5 sessions of therapy, and he'd basically said, he was like, you've got PTSD, and now it's just resurfacing, and now you need to learn to deal with it.
Yeah.
So again, like fitness for that time, like I was like going out, I started running, I was going to the gym, I stopped drinking because alcohol was a massive trigger. Started like meditating, journaling, doing like all these like mindfulness habits that just got me out of it. But then I think having that happen when this happened, I had all the tools to help me deal with it, and that made a massive difference, because everyone was really shocked. Like, oh my god, you're dealing with this so well. And I was like, I think it's because I've been through this before, so I didn't really have too much PTSD from it because I've experienced that before.
I didn't think, like, this is a bold thing to say, but I didn't really think PTSD was that much of a thing.
It's
like,
wild.
Like a couple of years ago. And I just it's like people over-exaggerate it, blah, 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 blah. That's just how I was. And then my dad fell into, like, he got hit by a farm machinery, like 7 years ago. You know those hedge cutters that go behind the tractors? He fell back into one of those, nearly died, lost loads of skin, nearly died. Like, just take, like, what you see on, like, those A&E programs, and just blood everywhere. And then I was the second on the scene, and we were just waiting for an ambulance, and I thought he was going, like, it was mental. And then until like weeks after that, where you vividly remember like exactly what it was like, how you felt, what it looked like, and I can still vividly remember it now. And like, okay, so that's what PTSD feels like, and I'm fine, but nothing compares. No, but like nothing compares to it. Like, I'd imagine it's probably quite similar to you, where it just feels like you were there yesterday. Like,
it's so vivid. It's like those emotions like stay in your body, and it's really weird how they can resurface like a few months after. But I had a really good like kind of like a mindset session with someone, and I said to her, I was like, it's really weird because she was taking me back and she was trying to figure out why I'm feeling like this, and I explained what had happened, and she was like, okay, so you've moved from Australia to New Zealand, you've then gone to a global lockdown, you've moved in with people who you don't know, like you've just met them, lovely people, but like you don't know them, you don't have a relationship with them. Then this incident has happened, you've had to like deal with that. Then we basically had like these like druggies like living above us in New Zealand, and it was horrendous. Like I don't know what, he was like a cross-dresser or something, because he was a strange man, but we'd hear him walking around in high heels because his flat was above us. It was very weird. But then he had like strange people like coming up and like partying through the night, and obviously we were all in house arrest, so it was very strange. So that was a bit of a shit show. Then we moved house, and when we moved house, we were in this like beautiful house, beautiful location, right on like the harbour front, and like everything fell into place. And then I started having anxiety attacks, and I was like, right, I don't understand where this has come from. And she said, you've had this happen, this happen, this happen, this happen. It's been so turbulent and sporadic, and everything's happened, and now your body feels safe, and is now making you process the PTSD. And I was like, oh, it's such an interesting way of looking at it.
Makes sense.
So now she's like, now you're in a safe, comfortable environment. She's like, now you need to deal with what's happened because you haven't dealt with it. So it's crazy how like the body holds on to things and then things will like resurface.
Yeah. Do you still practice like your mindfulness techniques or journaling?
I'd like to say I do it daily, but I don't.
Would you do it together? Would you do all together? Do you, like, because you mentioned journaling and you mentioned...
Yeah, so I do have like, I'd still meditate probably once a week, and I still journal. I was journaling like religiously at the beginning of the year for a couple of months, but then you fall out of these habits. So it's the same with the gym. People say like, I want to go to the gym every day, and they start, and then all of a sudden it's even though it's so easy to do, it's also easy not to do.
Yeah.
So I would like to say like, oh yeah, I practice mindfulness every single day, but I don't. But I don't think you need to practice these things every day. I think even if you go to like, I don't know, meditation class once every couple of weeks, and you go to the gym twice a week, like you're still doing those things for yourself, and you're still carving out time of your busy week where we do so much for everybody else, but how much do you really do for yourself? So I think it's so important.
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to get into more. I've like dabbled in and out of it, and you know it helps, and you know it's good for you, and you know it's going to help your mental state, but then like you said, you fall out of it. And
it's easy not to do. So easy not to do. But I think classes are really good for that. I went to a meditation class in Aberavon 2 days ago. Yeah.
Jen?
Seedlings.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh yeah. Amazing. Highly recommend.
Shout out to Jen if you're listening and you want to sponsor the podcast.
Oh, she
will take your sponsorship.
No, she was brilliant. So I went to her class on yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And that felt like a challenge because when we were doing the meditation, I was just so aware of like so much going on in my brain, and I couldn't like switch off. But then I thought, that's what I'm here for. Do you know what I mean? Like, even just people think you need to meditate and clear your mind and don't think about anything, but that's not the point. It's more becoming aware of your thoughts and being able to be aware of each thought that comes in and just process it or move it away or think that's what I want to focus on for the day. So meditating is hard and can be really uncomfortable.
I can't switch off to them.
Yeah, but maybe you're probably someone who needs to do it more than anyone else.
Yeah, massively.
So good for you.
I read a book called Think Like a Monk before. Have you read that?
Joe Shetty?
Yeah.
I haven't read it. I've heard of it.
And he went to, I'm going to butcher this, but you know, like where the Shaolin monks practice, which is
monastery?
Which is in, what country is that again?
Thailand?
Could be, yeah.
Indonesia?
But they'll
Buddhist,
meditate
isn't it?
for like 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
And they'll just sit there for 9 hours a day. And just practice meditation. It's crazy.
9 minutes.
So uncomfortable. 9 minutes is a long time. 9 minutes is really long.
Is
but
it?
9 minutes is such a long time to meditate. When you don't do it very often. Like five feels like forever.
But what do you do? Just sit there?
Yes, well, yeah. It depends what you want to do. Like sit down or lie down. When I first started, I used to fall asleep every time I tried to meditate.
There's different ways to do it. A lot of people focus on their breath, isn't it?
Yeah. It's literally just that, focusing on your breath. Like you can do like patterns of counting.
Jen does always tell me I need to go.
You should go. That class was honestly incredible.
Should we go? She got team day out.
She's got the most beautiful space as well. Like you go into her house and she's just got this room and it's just all the mats and the fire was going. It's just.
Do you know what's funny? Did you find her quite calm?
Kinda. Well, we had a cup of tea outside.
We see a very different side of her here.
Fuck off! Am I doing any more pippi?
Yeah, she's not calm here. Is she?
That's so funny. So she can switch it on and switch it off.
Definitely. No, but it's like when I go home, I'm miserable as sin. I'm like, I can finally rest my muscles. No, I still smile at home. But do you know what I mean? I think she definitely can get into that persona of I'm a meditation.
Which makes her good at her job.
Yeah. I've only ever heard positive things about her job because Dawn goes through a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Shout out Dawn if you're listening and you want your matron ma?
Yeah, sit in.
Yeah, so she owns like a nursery. Got to sponsor the pod?
We're going in the next week to coach, by the way. You know when I asked you last night if you want any more coaching hours, and you agreed, you said yes.
Yeah.
We're going into Sarah and my friend to coach 52 toddlers.
52?
Yeah. But you've agreed now anyway, so thank you. Are you free next week?
No,
You
no,
can come and do the dance teaching.
Yeah,
I'm not free.
Yeah.
No, I'm only here for a couple more days.
So we're really excited to do that, okay? Smile. Yeah, good.
Oh, that'd be really fun though.
Yeah, really fun.
But carnage.
Yeah, really fun.
My kids are there as well, and my kids are the
His
worst.
kids are feral.
How old
Horrendous.
are your kids then?
Like Harry's got Down syndrome and he like struggles to communicate, but he is 10 times a better listener than the other two.
That's
how bad we are.
like Harry is class. Jack is the middle child through and through, isn't he?
He's just like Katie, isn't he?
No, he's a mini Rhys.
Yeah, I'm 5'4".
Harry's like Katie,
yeah,
as in like how calm he. Like, do you know he's
can't make decisions, reckless, throws things.
That's Jack. Oh, good God.
But Steff, we both massively want to thank you for
thank
coming
you.
on today.
Thank you.
Where
It's
can
been
people
good.
find you?
Instagram is, I think, just Steff Littleford, but it's Steff with FF. My TikTok is it Steff Littleford 11? I'll have to put that. I'll have to send it over to you. I had a TikTok which got hacked last November.
What's wrong with people?
Cancer.
Oh, it's so
It's the
annoying
one with
though.
Fish.
It's the one with the fish. You can't say that.
Yeah,
word.
probably he's the one with the fish. I don't think
We
you can
can
say
say
that's
fat
not right.
See you next Tuesday.
Edit that one, Dave. Dave's going to listen to this and think, why?
Why has he
We
said
normally have a podcast guy. He comes
Yeah.
here. He's coming tomorrow, but obviously you could do today. So, like, I know how to set the kit up, but he's going to be editing these. He's going to be like, oh my God, I've let them loose.
that? One job.
The wheels are falling off.
Oh no.
Right, so Steff Littleford.
Steff Littleford, yeah, on Instagram. And it's Steff
Littleford.
Littleford. I'm pretty sure it's
1-1.
1-1.
We
I
think.
think we'll put it in the show
1-1.
notes.
Show notes.
But yeah, I had a TikTok. My big TikTok with my big following got hacked, and I lost access to
Well, how
it.
many following did you have?
The same as Instagram, so like 30,000. I know. Got blocked from it. Couldn't get back into it from TikTok.
Why didn't you get it? Meta verified.
I did that. The annoying thing is I managed to get back into he got access to my Instagram, both Instagram accounts, my Facebook
How
and my
do you
TikTok.
know he's a he?
I'm just assuming actually.
Shouldn't assume.
Oh, I was
You only
so
make an ass of
gentle.
you and me.
Yeah.
Ass, you, me.
Maybe it was a
Assume.
woman. Who knows?
But you never heard that before, have you?
No.
It's a good one, that.
But
Never
the
assume
hacker-
because you make an ass of you and me.
Yeah.
It could have been a woman with a goldfish as their
Could have been a
profile
woman.
picture.
Yeah, it could have. But no, someone
That's-
else got into my, or the hacker, we'll call them. They got into all my accounts. I managed to get back in, secured them all, put my two-factor authentication on, and then because I had contacted TikTok when I got hacked, they saying like, oh, I've got hacked, like help me. They took too long, so then they blocked the account too late, and I was like, I'm already back in now. And then all the verification questions were, what month and year did you sign up to TikTok? What city did you sign up to TikTok in? I was living in Australia or New Zealand, so I don't know which one. What was your mobile number used to sign up with TikTok? I don't know because it was my New Zealand number. I don't know what that was. So I couldn't answer half of the questions.
Oh,
So then-
TikTok, bore
I
off.
know. And I tried, TikTok, if you're listening,
Yeah.
give me back my account.
Yeah.
I tried to send them like selfies of me. So like it's me trying to get back into my account. You can see my face is all over my TikTok and there was just no hope.
That would make
So-
sense.
I lost the account.
That's sad. Sorry, Steff Littleford 1-1.
1-1, yeah.
Well, there we go then.
Thank you so much, Steff.
Thank you,
There it
Steff.
is. Thank you.